The Thrive in the O5 is a community-based collaboration between residents and businesses to lift up and elevate historically disinvested communities.
A lot of these neighborhoods, they just have very sparse tree coverage, and tree coverage just in general just helps neighborhoods.
Saturday, members of the Young Tree Leaders grabbed shovels and hit the Old Pascua neighborhood, planting trees for residents.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Santiago Suarez received 3 new trees.
We needed it. If you look around, I mean, we got the bushes here, but we definitely have no shade.
I do feel like a sense of joy, like actually knowing that I've helped out somebody.
It's just a nice thing to do every Saturday. It gives me something to do, and also it's nice to know that we're helping out the environment.
This is one of 9 action activities, which are part of a multi-year initiative to transform the area. The city has directed more than $1 million in federal funding to the project.
But what we've seen historically is like a lot of policing, right, and a lot of defense, a lot of kind of reactive solutions.
The project also puts a unique spin on crime reduction.
Investing in culture and environments of communities means that people have something to take agency over and be prideful of.
And the new tree owners are definitely proud.
I just want to say thank you. You know, we really appreciate it, and I'm very grateful for this. I mean,
if you'd like to learn more about the Thrive in the O5, check our website, kvoa.com. From the west side, Shelley Jackson, News 4, Tucson. Well, Angelique, we are in a wash behind Estevan Park, right next to the railroad tracks. This is where the fire started on Thursday night. Then the flames headed north toward the rest of the camp.
Whew, that was pretty scary.
James Wright was asleep in his tent Thursday night when he heard someone yelling.
Text came out yelling, "Fire, fire."
The fire was burning just feet away from Wright's tent, where he was sleeping with his dog and girlfriend.
I got him out.
He escaped with just the clothes on his back.
Everything. We lost everything. Yep. We lost everything.
Saturday, you can see how high the flames burned, charring this tree and leaving a burnt bicycle melted onto the limbs. Dozens of people live in this wash next to the railroad tracks. They call it no man's land.
A couple of people lost everything.
Folks who call this place home have already lost a lot.
I ain't never done this. Only been here like 30 days.
Wright was a landscaper before he caught COVID.
But I almost died. I was in hospital like 4 months.
Residents of No Man's Land say the fire could have been worse.
Luckily, the fire department came and put it out, and it got no farther than that.
But they are disappointed in the response they got from the Tucson Fire Department.
It was just put out the fire and we're out of here.
One fire truck came, distinguished the flames, and left. Didn't ask nobody nothing, didn't investigate nothing, didn't do nothing, just left.
Wright says he is grateful to be alive.
Like I say, God bless me through 2 disasters, you know what I mean?
Now, back out here live, no one was injured in that fire. News 4 Tucson did reach out to the Tucson Fire Department for a comment. We have not heard from them yet. Reporting live from downtown, Shelley Jackson, News 4 Tucson. If you've been out hiking, biking, or even driving by a mountain, you may have noticed a tall, bright green grass. It's not a good thing. It's called bufflegrass, and it poses many threats to the Sonoran Desert.
The Sonoran Desert that we live in is a magical place, and it won't be magical if bufflegrass takes over.
David Robb has volunteered with the Sonoran Desert Weed Whackers for 17 years. The group meets several times a month, year-round, to pull the grass, which was initially brought into Arizona for cattle grazing.
The unintended consequence of it is that bufflegrass takes off and grows pretty much, particularly in conditions like this, outcompetes the native plants. It robs the native plants of the nutrients, moisture that's needed.
Bufflegrass has the power to transform the Sonoran Desert, the Tucson Mountains that we see here, into a grassland that's really devoid of all this biodiversity that you see around us now.
While record rainfall this summer has been good for the desert and wildlife, it's fueled the growth of bufflegrass, which could provide tinder for future fires.
It's already starting to stress and kill plants, and if you do get a fire, it burns at very hot temperatures with tall flame lengths that kill pretty much this lower desert area because it's not fire adapted.
Volunteers layer the pulled grass on the ground, roots exposed downhill to dry them out.
so they won't reroot. Layering also helps to minimize the regrowth. Volunteers revisit sites to make sure they deplete potential seed sources.
It's not possible to eradicate buffalo grass. We're always going to be living with it, but it is possible to control it, and it is possible to protect the places that we care about.
So before you head out to pull some buffalo grass, it's a good idea to sign up for a volunteer session. They'll teach you the difference between the invasive buffalo grass and the good grass. You can find information on how to sign up at our website, kvoa.com. At A Mountain, Shelley Jackson, News 4, Tucson. A local nonprofit is using tiny houses to make a big difference in some young Tucson lives.
It was bad. I honestly didn't have nowhere to go and no stable home. Always had to figure out where am I gonna stay at, how am I gonna eat, how am I gonna finish school.
18-year-old Daniel Tadeo will soon move into his own place after being homeless for 3 years.
It will give me a stable home to stay at, somewhere I could look forward to, coming home, sleeping on my own bed.
Tadeo is one of 10 vulnerable youths enrolled in the Small Home Experience. It's a program run by the nonprofit IMU 360.
So we're providing safe housing, but more importantly, self-development, life skill development, as well as home ownership. It is very important that we realize that these kids are in a situation 9 times out of 10 with no fault of their own.
The program provides a fully furnished tiny home for youth 18 to 22 who are homeless or have aged out of the foster system. Participants have to be drug-free, employed, and learn a trade.
Welding, and then, plumbing, and an electrician.
These homes near Grant and Oracle are part of the Safe Housing Phase 1 program. Tenants pay $1 a square foot in rent, $350 a month. $225 of their rent will be put in escrow so they can make a down payment on a home.
Our youth that were going from couch to couch or living in shelters will actually be homeowners. That is how we feel we break generational cycle and create generational change.
Cook is the beating heart behind the program.
It's personal for me. I was homeless, so I totally understand what it means to go from pillar to post, couch to couch.
I'm just really, really grateful for all this help. It really gave me so much hope and a purpose.
The kids move into their new homes next week. If you'd like more information on how you can help, check out our website, kvoa.com. In the newsroom, Shelley Jackson, News 4, Tucson. Well, Eric, 40 people live in this camp near downtown Tucson. One of those bills would require cities to remove camps like this as soon as they're reported.
Then where are they going to put us?
Under Senate Bill 1413, people camping on private property could be charged with trespassing. Drug users could also face charges.
Well, you can't take everybody to jail. Jail is already overcrowded.
The problems are not going to go away by sweeping efforts of moving them from one place to another.
Another bill would prevent people from standing on a traffic median or island like this one that is less than 10 feet wide.
I don't know that it would be enforceable to begin with. I don't know if you could even legally enforce it.
As you see, it's 10 by 15.
Pastor John McLean works with homeless veterans. In fact, he used to be one. His organization, the Veterans Rescue Mission, helps move homeless vets off the streets and into tiny homes. He says these laws are nothing new.
It's the same laws that we've been whether fighting against or helping revise for years.
The city of Tucson already has a homeless encampment protocol, which assesses camps and their potential hazards.
If it does, meet that tier 3 status, the camp does need to be removed.
What do you think about these? Is this something that you'd support?
No. Homeless people are also people. You can't treat them like vermin because they're human just like you or me.
It's kind of delusional to think that we would be pushing humans out of spaces that they've created for themselves, being that they have nothing left to actually have in this world.
McLean says it's time to look at other ways to help the homeless community.
I think a lot of municipalities are already seeing that we have to invest into alternative solutions because doing the same thing we've been doing for the past 40 years isn't getting us anywhere.
Now, back out here live, Senate Bill 1413 passed the Senate Judiciary Committee last week. News 4 Tucson also reached out to the bill's sponsors. We have not heard back. Reporting live from downtown, Shelley Jackson, News 4 Tucson.